I'm Manish Gurnani, Chief Technology Officer at 𝗀𝗃𝗃 India Limited. Today, I'll be talking about a new product, a new solution that has been developed by Ksolves for managing NiFi flow deployment. We call it the Data Flow Manager. It provides an intuitive web interface to manage NiFi flow promotions easily without any hassle. It streamlines the NiFi deployments and eases the life of NiFi admins. Ksolves has been working with open source technologies since long, almost more than a decade. One such technology that we have expertise on is Apache NiFi. So what is Apache NiFi? It's an open source technology which allows you to build ETL pipelines to transfer data between systems. It comes with powerful data transformations, inbuilt custom processors, and the platform as such is robust and highly scalable. Ksolves has been working with Apache NiFi for quite long. Based on our experience, we also realized that there are multiple challenges with vanilla NiFi. What are these? First, there is a lack of centralized access control. Let's say I am using multiple NiFi clusters. I will need to configure my access control, my RBAC, on each of these clusters individually. This leads to a chance of errors. Maybe on one cluster, some user may have different level of access versus the other clusters. Secondly, when we do flow promotions or flow deployments, it is all a manual process. You have to export from one cluster and then you have to take it to the other NiFi cluster. There are a lot of operations overhead. The deployment complexity is immense, and obviously there is a chance of errors again. Next, there is no way of what we call as centralized auditing. I do not know who deployed my flow, when was it deployed, whether it was success, failure. There is no audit logs. And last but not the least, there is a lack of centralized monitoring. If I have different clusters, I will have to configure individually to capture their metrics into my existing monitoring tools such as Grafana Prometheus. But I don't have a centralized tool to monitor my key metrics. So keeping these things in mind, we felt that there is something that we can build to ease our customers' challenges. Hence, the result is Data Flow Manager. So what is DFM? DFM is a Ksolves developed solution. It's a Ksolves developed product which allows you to manage your NiFi deployments within a single portal. You don't need to be a NiFi expert to understand how NiFi deployments work or how do you manage your NiFi clusters. Everything is controlled within DFM from a single window. So what feature does DFM provide? Once your cluster is onboarded into DFM, you can practically do everything, every flow deployment, all your access control from within DFM. You get the option to create roles, you can create users, you can assign permission to those users via those roles, and that's how you get a fine-grained access control to your NiFi environment. You can control which user has access to which environment, what actions can you take on each cluster, everything within a very nicely intuitive GUI within DFM. Next, very importantly, NiFi flow promotions. Within DFM, you can select which process group you want to take from one NiFi environment to other NiFi cluster. You can set their context parameters, their variables, all within DFM. You can also see which versions of the flow are currently deployed on the target cluster and then select which ones you want to deploy. Not only this, it also allows you to schedule deployments so that the deployment actually happens during the off hours. For example, it could happen during a weekend, it could happen during night without manual intervention. Additionally, within DFM, you get a capability to audit everything that's happening. It captures each and every action taken within DFM. Who deployed my flow, from which source cluster or source environment, to what target cluster or target environment, what time, whether it was a success, everything is captured within DFM. And this information is immutable. You can look at audit logs for all environments which are onboarded into DFM. You can look at audit history for individual flow. You can search through this history. You can filter through this history. DFM also provides a centralized dashboard for monitoring your key metrics. You can monitor processor metrics. For example, total number of processors, stop processors, active processors. You can monitor flow metrics, number of flows in queue. Not only this, the dashboard also captures and displays you the errors occurring across any of your nodes in the cluster. So now, no need to log into individual nodes and search through the logs. Only thing, go to DFM dashboard and you will see all the errors listed over there. Makes life of DevOps also very easy. That's the power of DFM.